Hey, Shalom Akim, Shalom. First thing and foremost, I want to give all praises and glory and honor that's due to Yahweh, Bahashim Yahweh Shai, Bahashim Rakakadash. I'd like to give double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone. Blessings and salutations to the hopeful elect. Noise in this gospel, bro, lifting up the standard of Yahweh, Bahashim Yahweh Shai, wherever it may be. Real quick, this is titled Walmarts and Chaos Erupting Across the Nation. Chicago behaving like a bunch of degenerates. But the crazy part about it is the fact that Lori Lightfoot was mayor for the last couple of years, and she ain't made nothing better for you Jakes out there. So I don't know if you Jakes are rioting because it's a celebration, or if it's because you just, you're pissed off that another man of color is getting in office. But regardless of that, through the spirit, it's just folly, man. Okay, because it was like over 100-something Jakes. They was mobbing downtown Chicago, and they were just fucking over people, beating up people. There's one couple in particular. It was a Jake dude and an Edomite woman. I believe they was going to like the Airbnb or something like that, or they was downtown shopping in Macy's, and basically they got beat up by this mob. They got the shoes taken, their cell phones taken, their wallets taken, and allegedly this so-called black woman came and intervened. Okay, which we know the news stories to be a lot of propaganda and cap. A lot of it be crisis acting, for an agenda purposes. But basically, when a lady did the interview, she stated that she flagged down the cops, and the cops just drove right past her. She said that the cops literally seen everything that was happening, and nobody even stopped to help. So basically, that's showing you right there that the police got a stand-down order, or it's something more sinister at hand. They're allowing this shit to go down. Okay, because for the simple fact, we're in those times, man. Okay, and this is another way of bringing in order out of chaos, because that's another way of bringing more austerity measures to Chicago, stating, well, look, we need a more stringent police force to deal with these matters. Okay, so Walmarts are being shut down across the country. Like we said, they given different reasons. One guy, a reporter, stated that, well, this is happening because they don't have the funding, they don't have the money. It costs too much to keep the budget and the rents and etc. And we know Chicago is a city of corruption. But then on the other hand, they're stating that it's because of mass theft. Okay, like a video we surfaced a few days ago from 2020 when Jake pretty much looted all the stores in Walmart during the time of the pandemic. I mean, they literally ran in there and they destroyed everything. And I believe a recent video surfaced of the same scenario of these Walmarts, people looting and snatching and getting shit, that they want to get. Okay, and the scriptures say that because lawlessness should abound, or iniquity should abound. No, iniquity should abound, which is basically lawlessness. The love for many shall wax cold. Okay, and a man shall have no pity upon his neighbor, but still destroy those, or still spoil their houses, looking for the one of things, man. That's 2nd Ezra, the 15th chapter. Okay, because the commodities out here, food is getting scarce. Okay, rents are going up. People, they're losing hope in the system. And ultimately, this is the spirit of Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai putting a perverse spirit on Babylon, man. Okay, like the scriptures say that Babylon should fail, the spirit of Egypt should fail in the midst thereof, and all the work thereof, there should be no work left for Egypt. So we're seeing a breakdown of these systems in these bigger cities, mainly these Democratic-led cities. Okay, like New York, Chicago, Cali. Okay, Cali, the same thing, man. Snatching grabs, they running into convenience stores, beating people up, doing donuts in the middle of the street. This is all prophetic, man. And like I said, they're happening in these Democratic cities, man. You so-called liberals, which most of you Jakes, you vote Democrat because you believe that the opposing side, which they're both part of the same damn bird. Okay, Democrats and Republicans work together hand in hand to oppress you, man. But just because the Democrats give you a more rope to hang yourself in wickedness, you go for that route, man. Like we told you, Jakes, that this Biden administration, you was gonna see a lot of hell come from it, man. From the sex changes, from the transmissions, to the momos, to the particular agendas, man, to the budget cuts, to the raising of taxes, to inflation, hyperinflation soon to be. Now you got chaos erupting in these cities. Walmarts are being closed, and on top of that, all you niggas, they watching you niggas misbehave, acting like a bunch of hooligans, because they're basically taking count of it, man. And that's why Esau ain't doing anything right now, because he's allowing you to do what you got to do so he could come in and bring a solution, man. And I'm going to tell you straightforward. A lot of them Walmarts they got set up, they're going to be concentration camps, man. Okay? Because they stated, well, look, we ain't going to do nothing with these buildings. We going to build them up and we going to let the buildings remain. Whatever they decide to do with it, whatever they do with it. But overall, they was like, they're going to let the buildings remain. And they're going to find other purposes for them. So it makes sense as to when shit hit the fan and the next attack or whatever they decide to do here, they can have those Walmarts as housing facilities, man. Mainly to lock you niggas up, okay? Because you niggas, you deserve judgment, okay? You beating people up on the street, snatching people out of cars. You acting like a bunch of damn criminals, man, okay? Then again, you know, Esau, you can't put nothing past him. He could have hired them jakes to do that. He could have put out a secret ad on Facebook or not TikTok, but on what you call that damn thing, Craigslist. I remember a while back doing the George Floyd things, and man, I think it was like the other BLM riots. It was allegedly there was ads going out on Craigslist that they was paying people $1,500, I believe, a day or a week to go out there and wreak chaos on the country, man. You know, they'll stage a shooting, Jake get gunned down, then they'll put a secret ad. For the first 1,000 people that sign up, you get $1,500 and, you know, go out there and throw bricks. Basically, they say experimenting with social something, okay? I remember seeing an ad like that. A dude did a video on it. He put it out there. And they'll pay you to go into these inner cities and fuck shit up, man. And they mainly tell you to tear down your neighborhoods, okay? Because that's the only way that they could keep Jake in that low structure, so to speak. But basically, man, they show videos of cops and agents and so forth, provocateurs putting out pallets of bricks. Allegedly, a pile of bricks will end up in front of a Foot Locker store or a Foot Action. And Jake would basically take it upon himself to riot, okay? Antifa people. And a lot of those be paid agitators, like in Chicago. You know, it could have been just a bunch of wicked-ass niggas from the hood. But then again, Chicago is highly juiced in with the feds, with the elites. So ain't no telling. Like, they got what they call blackface or prosthetic masks. Basically, all the gun violence in Chicago is really coming from the cops, the CIA. Yeah, sure, there's, you know, gang violence and people going against one another, but most of that shit is government orchestrated, man. Because ain't no way in hell Chicago has that much of a police presence. Chicago have military-style police presence out there. Don't let it fool you and don't think that they can't stop the crime in Chicago. Chicago is very organized when it comes to crime, and it's been like that since the 30s, man. Okay, since Al Capone, okay, the different mobsters that once took over the city. It's always been some type of government or Masonic influence in Chicago. And you better believe they putting a lot of money into the defense out there. Literally, they got SWAT teams. They got fucking baby militaries in Chicago. How the hell you think Jake getting all those guns? So a lot of times what happened is a CIA agent, and they showed you that in Snowfall, basically. A CIA agent infiltrates the hood. He studies Jake, and then basically he'll get an opposing gang member or another FBI agent. They'll black mask up and they'll come through the hood and they'll do a drive-by. And then Jake being ignorant, not knowing the enemy, what happened is they were going to retaliate, and then that would kick off a war based on something the CIA did. Okay, and it's the same thing with these riots downtown. You know, allegedly 150 kids down there beating on motherfuckers, man. That all could have been set up, okay? Because, I mean, yeah, Jake is wicked. Jake do shit like that. I remember when we was coming up, we would go down to the Bud Billiken Parade, and fights and shit like that would break off. But, you know, shit would break off, but then it'd quiet back down, you know? You always had mobs and niggas that was going out there doing shit. But I believe that Esau had his hand in this too, because clearly he didn't do anything about it. You know, he didn't do anything about it, and he let the shit go down. The Jake woman stated that, well, she tried to flag down the police, and they literally swerved out of the way of her to get around her. And they literally looked at this mob of Jakes beating on this couple. You know, so, yeah, chaos is coming, man. Staged chaos, but soon to be real chaos. Because when they shut the cities down, when they bring in an hour of martial law, when they start closing more of these box stores from your neighborhoods, and they start rationing food off and control the bread and water and circus, that's when the real eruption and the violence is going to begin. Okay? Because you notice they were beating people up, but the couple that they beat up, They don't even look like they was really harmed. And I mean, this was over 80, 90 Jakes that jumped on this bitch and beat him up. And you would think they would have busted lips, swollen heads or whatever. You know, body is totally, they look completely fine, which makes me think that this was set up. Okay, because usually in shit like that, in mob action, somebody damn near dies, man. Okay, one Issacharite woman got on there and stated that, oh, well, they snatched out the car and they beat up her husband. They was like, well, where's your husband? She said, well, he's in a hospital. Okay, he's in a hospital, but why the fuck are you doing interviews and you ain't there with him? You see, it's all a stage, man. It's all a stage. Esau is bringing order out of chaos, man. Okay, he needs the problem, reaction, solution. You know, everything ain't what it seems. You know, but things will spiral out of control and Esau will lose control of this shit. Okay, because the scriptures say, what is that in 2nd Esdras, the 15th chapter? The scriptures go into that destruction draweth nigh, and behold, one people should stand up to fight against another with swords in their hand. Okay, and no man should desire to go into a city and should not be able. You know, because of martial law, the shutting down of these neighborhoods is all coming back in a big way, man. You know, this is why we telling Jake, hey, get your minds right with Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai. Okay, because hey, the Most High is getting ready to do something real big. You know, like I had some dreams this week, you know, and I don't really overly talk about my dreams, only if they stand out. But last night I had a dream of a purge, man. All hell literally breaking loose. It started over here in America, and then that shit went all the way over to Asia, man, all across the world. You know what I'm saying? And the spirit allowed me to see exactly how it went down, and it was completely chaotic. But the good news is we had the spiritual power, you know, because I know the brother was making mention of it yesterday on how spiritual power is going to be needed in a big way. What the fuck are they doing now, man? Oh, God. How spiritual power is going to be needed in a big way, you know? Give me 1 second, man. This fucking place got to go, man. I mean, you can't even get to your destination without them shutting the roads down and all this other shit. It's like, enough is enough, man. I'm tired of this shit. I'm trying to rush and go to work and whatever. You know, just getting tired of this shit. This shit is really minute at the end of the day. You know, it's like you try to be on time, you still early. I'm just really tired of all this shit. You know, that's why I can't wait till this destruction to come. This is just madness. Literally rushing for nothing, trying to get to a place to go work for other people. This shit is stupid, man. I don't give a fuck how sweet a job is or how much they pay you. It's dumb at the end of the day. This shit is depressing, for real. And these idiots, this is why they gotta die. I mean, they literally throw away their lives for nothing. You know, other countries are literally rioting and going up in smoke because of the hell they're catching, man. And these fucking people over here, they cool with it. That's why when the Lord brings judgment to this place, it's gonna be so deserving, man. You know? 2 Corinthians, GMS, Columbus, Saints, Shalom, brother. Lest Satan should get an advantage of us, but we're not ignorant of his devices. That's right, bro. You know, that's clearly a device of Satan, of that hell breaking loose and what they're doing in these cities, man. Shutting down Walmarts strategically in Jake's neighborhoods in order to get Jake to riot, so you could be justified on putting them in concentration camps, man. You know, it's madness, but hey, it's deserving, because the Lord says some of you should be for the prison to the captivity, some from the sword to the sword, some from the famine to the famine, you know, destruction. And the Most High got it out for you, man. All right. Get here. Alright, anyway, Salakia. Next precept. Yep, this is the book of Matthews. Y'all do know the Shabbat comes in tonight, right? Everybody's still stuck on the last one, Shabbat. The new moon Shabbat, I think I want to say, if I'm not mistaken, I think it comes in tonight. If I'm not, no, I think it came in last week, if I'm not mistaken. Salakia if I'm off on that, but I think I briefly looked at the calendar this morning. But Salakia, but I think the new moon Shabbat came in last week, which is Wednesday to Thursday. But then again, I might be off on that. I gotta really look at the calendar again. And I could check it real quick, but it's unimportant at this time. But anyway, it says Matthew 24:12. It says here, and because iniquity should abound, and the love of many should wax cold. That's right. Yeah, Wednesday evening, Thursday evening. That's right. That's what I thought. I thought it came in last week. So, yep, the Shabbat comes in tonight, Wednesday. So we ain't in the Tuesday to Wednesday Shabbat no more. We already passed that. For all you brothers and sisters out there that may have had the dates mixed up. I mean, the months are going so quick too, though. So it's really hard to keep track of it. Like literally, we got like a Friday, Saturday Shabbat like every other month. It's like, damn, you know. Jake be wanting to chill, you know, but it's all good. But yeah, I believe it's Wednesday to Thursday evening, and the new moon was last week, if I'm not mistaken. You could double check it though, but the brother just confirmed it, so I think I had my facts right. But anyway, Matthew's the 24th chapter. Matthew's 24. Come on, man. Let me go. Matthew's 24. Matthew's 24:12, it says, and because iniquity should abound, the love of many shall wax cold. It's right. You know, the breaking down of family structures, infrastructures, you know, the wars between parents and children. You know, a lot of children are identifying with, you know, particular things that is not really probable for them. And the children and the parents are suffering behind it. And then you got Esau Edom that comes in and he wants to take your kids from you. Like a show came out, or a clip of this Transformer. He wasn't even a Transformer. He was just a weirdo ass dude with a fucking dress on. Basically stating what he identified as, man. And I'm just like, wow, you know. And blatantly, children are getting access to these shows. Like you got TV shows, men on men, women on women, and the children have access to this shit. And you call this out, then you're considered a bigot. You're considered a demon. You know, you're not diverse enough. But nobody wants that shit, man. Who the hell wants their children to grow up in some type of degenerate mindset? Especially when we didn't raise our kids that way. You know, it's like enough is enough of this shit. You know, I'm tired of it. And I know you brothers and sisters are too. But anyway, let me focus on this road, man. I'm going to give all praises and glory and honor that's due to Yahweh Bashim, Yahweh Shai, Bashim Rakakwadash. Double honor to the elders, the apostles, the great millstone. Blessings and salutations to the whole elect. And with that, shalom, Lord, so you're edified into the next lesson. Shalom and a Bible ball. Shalom.